Hi everybody, Dorothy here, Professional Astrologer. You find me at nhastrologer.com. So today I'm going to talk about the week of January 27th all the way through February 2nd. Now, you know, the overall theme here is we're in the waxing lunar phase. There are absolutely no retrogrades right now, right? So to me, it's like full steam ahead. We've had so many transits in January with eclipses, Saturn, Pluto. All of these things have really been putting a lot of people on edge. Tons of clients calling, of course, just it's like everything has come to this peak. So this week, while there are no major aspects, there really aren't any major aspects. I mean, we start Monday the 27th with the moon in Pisces. As it's a waxing moon, but it's still that moon in Pisces wants to just sort of melt into things and sort of just kind of go with the flow and just be part of the crowd or just disappear into the crowd. So no, the spotlight's not on us, right? That moon in Pisces is very creative and romantic and soft. But if you've been feeling edgy because of other things going on in your chart or out in the sky, then in the world around you, then we may feel overly sensitive on Monday. And this goes Monday all the way into Tuesday, because on Monday, the aspect that we can focus on, of course, is Venus in Pisces, conjunct Neptune in Pisces. So what does all this mean for Monday? Monday might have a slow day to get started. We are waxing, as I've already mentioned, but the point is like our sensitivities are really, really high with Venus and Neptune conjunct. This would be a great day if it was Valentine's. I almost called it Thanksgiving. This was Valentine's. It'd be perfect for the metaphor of what Valentine's Day represents here in the U.S. So that romantic love. And so how do we use this? It's a Monday. People have to go to work, right? So go with the flow is the best way to use this energy, Monday and Tuesday. And just focus on your creativity and take that path of least resistance in the best way that you can with your current life circumstances and whatever it is that you're doing on Monday. Tuesday on the 28th, the other aspect that we have going on is Mars. There we go. Mars in Sagittarius. Get my ephemeris here. Mars in Sagittarius makes a square to Neptune in Pisces. Now, Venus and Mars already made their connection a couple of days ago on the 26th. So with this square here, this can give a little motivation. Mars in Sagittarius, fiery energy. That Neptune in Pisces is very watery. So when you put heat, fire to water, it can create some steam or it can create some action. The aspect is a square, so that means there's a little bit of tension, but it's just enough pressure. Think of it when we steam engines, you know, they just get going and going and going, and finally a whistle blows and they let off some steam. So Tuesday may come to a peak in that way for some of us who are really trying to move things forward, but we're feeling so sensitive that it takes an outside force, Mars in Sagittarius, to help us, to motivate us, to push us forward. So that's what Monday and Tuesday look like. Again, no retrogrades right now, waxing lunar phase. Go for the things you know you want to go and take your cues from the beginning of this week, Neptune in Pisces, Venus, and the moon, giving us an opportunity to really go with the flow. That is the key phrase for the beginning of this week. On Wednesday, the 29th into the 30th, that moon enters the sign of Aries early in the morning on the 29th, which is Wednesday, and it stays in that sign all the way until Friday night. Now, so that's over 2.5 days in the sign of Aries. So Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, the moon in Aries is now going to inspire us to take more action. So we start the week going with the flow and feeling overly sensitive. Mars kicks in, gives us a little boost to start stepping towards something. Then this moon in Aries for 3 days is giving us a lot of incentive, emotionally getting charged to say, this is what I want. I is that word for Aries, I am. So we have that available to us. I hit pause. I have to cough. There we go. Thanks. I didn't want to do that on the camera. and I'm not editing right now, so it would be crazy to see. Anyways, back to this. Friday, we already talked about Friday. Friday night, though, at, this is East Coast time, 7:28 p.m., the moon enters Taurus. And you know what that means if you pay attention to astrology. It won't be long before the moon makes its conjunction to Uranus. And that is, excuse me, at 1 in the morning on Saturday the 1st, East Coast time. So what do we have? The moon in Taurus throughout the weekend on February 1st and February 2nd. Again, starts right off in its monthly conjunction to Uranus, helping us to, this is going to slowly, once a month for 7 years, almost 8 years, the moon will make a conjunction to Uranus in the sign of Taurus. Gives us an opportunity every single month to shift into new values, to slowly chisel away at what we don't want in our lives as far as what we value, and helps us to move towards new things. So again, when that comes together, which will be Friday night into Saturday morning for all of us, we have an opportunity to maybe just for a moment in time say, hey, I really value that, and what is it that I don't want anymore? Because we all go through life changes. This is normal life cycles. So the moon in Taurus for February 1st and February 2nd, Saturday and Sunday. Of course, February 2nd is the first day of Imbolc. So to the pagan friends who celebrate that, you know, we're at this point where we're shifting into midwinter, right? We're already in midwinter, but this really celebrates that. And it celebrates the potential for spring. It's also Groundhog Day, a funny little holiday here in America. I'm not sure what the foundation of that one is. I really can't remember. It has to do with Imbolc, though, for sure, and Inanna coming up out of the ground. But that's another whole story, not astrology. So check that out. You might like the story. It might be kind of fun to read. But needless to say, moon on in Taurus all throughout the weekend. We have wonderful opportunities to really get in alignment with what it is that we value at this point in time. Again, with that waxing lunar phase and no retrogrades, we can really set goals and intentions based off of what we value. What we each of us value is certainly different, right? It's different for each one of us. So get in alignment with that. Now, my website, nhastrologer.com. I'm always teaching new classes. I have a membership service at Patreon, and you can check out, the links are always below in the forecast here, always below. Written forecast is on my website. I am a full service astrologer. I almost said florist. I was a florist for 30 years. Sometimes that's kind of funny. That's the old stuff, old patterns slip out, don't they? Yeah, they do. So come and check me out there, and please comment below. Let me know how you plan on using this week with no retrogrades and that waxing lunar phase. I'd love to hear what you have to say. So comment below. Thank you very much. Blessings. Namaste.